The inventor looked up, but didn't react to her as most men did. That surprised her a little bit, and she even felt annoyed. Her green glowing skin would normally almost blind a young man. Her long purple hair would mesmerize them, and her piercing eyes would melt the strongest man and make him weak at the knees. He is old, haggard, and maybe a bit of a bastard. That must be why, she thought to herself. Finally, he said with a slightly raspy voice,
What would a little girl like you want with a machine like that? Or shall I say lady?
I'm no little girl, and I am not a lady. What's it to you anyway? How many shiny pieces do you want for it, and when will it be finished?
He looked her up and down, played a little bit with his gadgets on the table, and tried to be as quiet as possible.
Okay, I won't ask you anything else, but if it's something unlawful, make sure it doesn't come back to me, missy.
She felt a little bit offended because why would she tell him her brilliant idea anyway? He himself, or someone he might tell, could easily nick her idea if he made more than one machine.
I wouldn't dream of it. Why would I tell you my idea of the century?
She said with the nicest tone possible to make him feel like she was doing him a favour.
Well, missy, I've been around way longer than you have, and I've seen a lot of things. I even took the hit for people that I used to call friends, and I've done enough time at the palace.
The palace?
She replied and looked confused.
Yeah, see, you think you know it all and the way you carry yourself is great, but there are things there I don't care to see one more time, and so I'm very careful these days, especially when it comes to who I deal with.
So why were you telling your friend about your machine in such a public place?
She said with a mocking tone.
Not that it's any of your business, but we go back to a time long before you were born, missy. Also, I know what my voice sounds like, and I know not to speak too loud. Don't you think I saw how close you got? I kind of spoke loud enough for you to hear. I must say you intrigued me, missy.
She paused again, and every fibre of her body worked overtime not to frown. She thought to herself, that stupid word missy. I've hated it ever since I was a kid, and my parents would say it when they thought I had been naughty. She sighed as quietly as possible and thought, come on, suck it up. You don't want to piss him off. She also couldn't help but to feel a bit stupid and caught out because she always thought she was so sly and was sure he hadn't noticed her listening. Not sure what to say next, she just mumbled.
Okay, you got me. Now can we do business then?
He scribbled something that she could barely read on a napkin, passed it over, and they downed their drinks. The inventor coughed a little because of the rough drink. Even though he was pretty hard, the drink was even harder than him. He opened his mouth again.
By the way, since I've shared something I didn't really want to, it's your turn. How did you get your skin like that? I've never seen anyone that looks like you.
Finally, he's commenting on my appearance, she thought to herself. Not that she really wanted to tell him how, but thought she'd better stay on his good side.
Well, do you know the mad scientist here in the docks?
She started. He nodded slowly, so she carried on.
She can make almost any potion you can think of. And I always wanted to be different, so I made her make me a potion to change my skin color.
She didn't want to tell him exactly how it worked, so she stopped herself.
Interesting. I thought I knew everything that's going on in the docks, but I've never heard of that one. Is it painful? How does it work?
Look, mister, I think I've shared enough.
Fine, have it your way, missy. It's probably best I don't know too much about it anyway. Like I say, I don't fancy going back to the palace.
She looked at the napkin again and just nodded at him.
Very well. Meet me here in 10 sunsets with a full payment. How about one for the road?
She thought he had probably had enough, and she didn't want to spend more than necessary, so just gave him a look that could kill and left.